Hello, my name is Adrian, and I'm an applications engineer with Intel's FPGA division. Join me to find out how to get more out of the Design Assistant in the Quartus Prime software. There are well over 100 rules in the Design Assistant, and they help you resolve different kinds of problems. But you might not want to or need to deal with all of them at once. How can you use Design Assistant effectively in your design? First, we'll talk about checking only the areas you need for where you are in your design cycle, how you can filter rules in different ways. Next, we'll talk about ways to focus your effort with the rules you do run, how you can customize parameters to narrow the coverage of the rule. Finally, we'll talk about reducing compile iterations, how to run rules on demand. Filter rules by different criteria, like the category they're grouped in, or the severity, or descriptive tags. Other filters are also available. You might use different category filters depending on where in the design cycle you are. For example, you might turn on only reset, RDC or reset domain crossing, netlist linting, and CDC or clock domain crossing categories when you're doing active RTL development. And you might turn the timing closure category on if you need timing closure suggestions when your design is almost done. You can use the descriptive tags as another way to search for rules or to help identify related rules. For example, you might wonder if there are rules related to SDC constraints. So you could type SDC in the tag filter and show rules with the SDC tag. You can see the tags associated with each rule and discover other categories or keywords that might be useful to you. After you've chosen the rules to run, you might want to narrow their coverage in other ways. For example, maybe you have a deadline to close timing on one clock domain in a design, and other clock domains aren't as important right now. You would want to make sure the timing closure rules only analyze the one clock domain you care about right now. Edit parameters for one or more rules to narrow the coverage of what you need. For that example of closing timing on one clock domain, choose one of the timing closure rules. Notice that there is a 2 clock filter in the parameter list with a value of star to match every clock in the design. Click in the value field and change it to the name of the clock domain you care about now. When you press return, you'll have an opportunity to apply the parameter change to any or all other rules that also have a 2 clock filter. Enable as many as you want and click OK. Going forward, only clock domains with names matching the parameter value will be analyzed by your chosen rules. If you change parameters like the clock name, don't forget to reset them to the default value when you're done with your targeted analysis. Otherwise, you may miss violating rules in other clock domains. If you forgot to turn on some rules before starting your compile, or you want to run some rules once or twice as part of an experiment, don't worry. You can choose to run any rules you want after your compile is done. Run Design Assistant rules on demand through the Timing Analyzer. At the bottom of the Tasks window, double-click the Report DRC task to open the window where you choose the rules to run. You can do all the same filtering and focusing we've talked about, then click OK to run your chosen rules. Use the tips in this video to take control of the Design Assistant rules you run and how you run them. Use filters to choose rules that are appropriate for your design stage. Customize parameters to focus the rules for parts of the design you're working on now, and reduce iterations by running the rules on demand. Thank you for watching.